To always get the latest Game Tea, do not forget to follow us on social media. You can find us on Facebook at The Game Tea Podcast, and you can find us on Twitter at Game Tea Podcast X. We post memes, gaming news, retweet friends of the pod, and of course let you know when new episodes are available for your listening pleasure. Links are all available in the description of this episode, so check them out after the show, and thank you so much for listening to the Game Tea Podcast.
And welcome to another episode of the Game Tea Podcast. My name is JP.
I'm Zach.
And I'm Czar.
So, I'm excited, boys, because we've got this brand new studio. We've got a couple of episodes under our belt now, but one thing we have not tried yet is one of our old segments. So, I think it's only fitting that today we try one of the classics that none other than our good old friend Zach came up with. Today we are doing an episode of Tales from the Backlog. How does that sound to you?
Like my problems are coming to the surface.
That's why Zach made this segment, because he needed some help.
Honestly, that's how this segment came about in the first place, was Zach bitching about how many games he has to play.
But then I realized the purpose of a backlog. It's to have options. And in that regard, I'm doing great.
Zach, we both know that's not true.
Well,
the purpose of a backlog is to have a game in your possession that you keep telling yourself you're going to play to alleviate yourself of the guilt of buying a game and then not playing it. By telling yourself you'll get to it eventually. You think you can fuck with me?
Some people collect clocks.
Clocks?
No, his
Some
dad collects
Some
clocks.
people collect action figures or books. I collect video games.
What were you about to say?
I was going to say I collect physical copies, but, the point of this segment is to actually take those options, those scary, massive backlog options that Zach has, and just narrow them down.
That feels
Right.
really
We narrow
specific
those
to me.
choices down, because we already have a lot of choices to make in our daily lives.
Right. So, and it's not just about lowering the choices. The other two hosts also have to make the choice for you, so you don't have to feel bad about yourself, Zach.
Shout out to Octopath Traveler.
Hey,
So how does this work?
Let me read the instructions for you, my friend, despite the fact you came up with the segment.
I
But
know.
I know, for the listeners at home. All right, in Tales from the Backlog, each host brings up 3 games that are currently in their backlog. They will give a summary on each game along with answering what was appealing to you about this game and why was it put in the backlog in the first place. The other two hosts must then bicker about which of the 3 games brought up must be the host's next play. The only real rule to this game is whatever game the other two picks for the host, they have to play it. Zach, because I know I can't trust you. You got whatever we pick, you gotta play it.
I strategically picked these games.
Oh, okay.
Because Xenoblade Chronicles 3 comes out in like 3 weeks, so I gotta be ready for that.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah, he's got to get on this game and beat it quick so he can get to Xenoblade.
That is true.
Plus,
That
I
is
have Monster
true.
Hunter to work on.
Uh-oh.
So, yeah.
Sorry, brother.
So we're just causing problems in Zach's life today.
Yeah, if anything, we've made this whole problem just way worse than it needs to be.
Well, that's
I-
what we do.
Love pressure. I live for pressure. I'm gonna poop myself. So what's up? Who's going first?
That's a weird thing to say. Sorry. I wish you didn't say that.
If it starts to smell.
We know what it is.
All right. So actually today we're going to start off with Czar. So we've each picked 3 games from our backlogs. We're going to read them out, and then we're going to bicker. Remember answering the question, what's the game about? Why was it put in the backlog in the first place? And why was it appealing to you?
All right, so my first game on the list is a new title that came to the Xbox called Bug Snacks.
Who else but Bug Snacks?
I
Bug
love
Snacks.
Bug Snacks.
And I don't think I even have to explain why I had interest in this game, because everybody's talking about Bug Snacks.
Everybody's talking about Bug Snacks, Czar.
It's a whimsical,
yes.
beautiful game, and I finally downloaded it because I got the Game Pass, so it is on my console. Very excited to play it, just haven't picked it up. Ready to make some grumpuses turn into some bugs.
Fuck yeah.
All right, the second game on my list is
Now, hold on. What is Bug Snacks all about?
Oh, okay. So Bug Snacks is all about you are put on this island, and you find all of these whimsical little creatures called bug snacks, which are insects that take the shape of food, like strawberries, french fries, onion rings.
Yep.
And then you take these bug snacks, you return to your village, and you feed your people. And then they turn into snacks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like limbs specifically, like I think there's 10 customizable parts to every grumpus. That's the name of these people on this island.
Okay.
Depending on what you feed the grumpus, they turn into like the snack.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it gets very dark at the end, I'm told, so I'll watch out
Extremely.
for that. Extremely.
Why did you put bug snacks in the backlog?
Well, I put bug snacks in the backlog because Game Pass is big. Game Pass is real big, and I got real obsessed with Grounded, and there's another game on there, like Bug Stories or something like
what I
that.
thought you were
Son
talking
of a
about at
bitch.
first.
So there's just bugs all over my backlog. But Bug Snacks just went into the backlog because it's not as action focused as I was hoping for.
No, it's very passive.
Yeah, it's one of those like Animal Crossing type games. Yeah, it just didn't have the action I was looking for at the time. So that's why that went into the backlog. Now, the second game on my list is The Evil Within 2.
Ooh, another great pick.
Yes.
Scary. Next.
It is very scary. That is coming off the heels of The Evil Within 1, which I thought was fantastic.
People actually do love The Evil Within 1.
Yeah.
So, which makes me so surprised you haven't played The Evil Within 2 yet. It's been out for a while.
Well, I just got the Game Pass.
Yeah,
and so I didn't
same
have
here.
access. And
Yep.
The Evil Within, it was, when I originally got it, I was so excited because it was made by a lot of the same developers of Resident Evil, and it had that Resident Evil 5, Resident Evil 4 feel to it.
Right.
But it's just really hard. Like, they take the Dark Souls approach to it, and you get hit twice, you are just a red smear on the pavement.
Fun.
And so, yeah, that's why that got backlogged, is because it's really difficult, and I'm not ready for that masochist life yet.
Okay.
I'll
Let's hear
tell
the-
Lauren you said that. Keep going.
And I would elaborate more on the Evil Within 2's story, but I honestly don't know it. I have not actually really gotten into any of these games on my list.
Spooky Ghost Girl?
Yeah, Spooky Ghost Girl. That's why I'm interested.
Lady Dimitrescu?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Die by the thigh.
Die by the thigh. All right. What's the third game?
My last game on my list is also coming off of Game Pass, Guardians of the Galaxy. And now this was an addition I put on there because you, JP, were having such a good time playing this game, and I didn't want to feel left out.
That is correct. Guardians of the Galaxy is fantastic. Very well made. Although, if you remember, Peaches was actually the first one to play it, and nobody's more critical about shit than Peaches is, and even he said that this was a really damn good game.
Yeah.
Really well made.
It must jump really well.
Yeah,
the
you can
jumping-
jump
yeah,
in
you can
this.
jump.
There is so much jumping in this
So
game.
much jumping.
But yeah, that one got backlogged because, I don't know, I have a hard time bringing myself to play a superhero Marvel game or even like a DC game just because I feel like it's too cliche.
You know what? That is... Yes.
Yes.
You know what? Yeah.
Because it's like, how do you capture feeling like you're playing in the comics without making it feel like you're watching the Disney versions that are a little campy?
Interesting point. And I have some things to say about that, but I don't want to actually bring them up until we start talking about what the next game is going to be.
Okay, fair. Well, them's my games. Those are my three games. Bug Snacks, The Evil Within 2, and Guardians of the Galaxy.
All right. So, Zach, what are some of your initial thoughts?
Bug Snacks.
Zach's talking Bug
Zach
Snacks.
wants to talk about Bug Snacks.
Okay, I don't know enough about these games. Well, I do. Evil Within, too scurry.
But he likes Scurry.
Well, that's good for him, but this is about me.
This is about me.
and
That's
so,
not technically wrong.
Yeah.
And so, unless he's going to stream these games, which I don't think he is. I'm looking at him. He's not.
Probably not going to stream
probably
these.
not,
No,
no.
Rob's
Good,
not.
Okay, all right, that's what that meant. Okay, then I don't want to see that at all. Then what was the last one? It was Guardians of the Galaxy, which
Yeah.
we just went over. You kind of wrote that for me. So yeah, and you had a big smile on your face when you said Bug Snacks.
I did have a big smile on my face when I said Bug Snacks.
Yeah, that's true. And I think
So I guess this isn't just about me because I did think about your feelings.
And I tried to make this list pretty diverse. I mean, I have one horror game, I got a silly game, and then I got an action game. So that's a pretty normal board for Czar.
Yeah. I think Zach and I agree is that you play enough horror games to... I think you could backlog Evil Within 2 just a little bit longer. I don't know, actually, because I've heard, like, as far as horror games go, Evil Within 2 is top tier.
I bet you heard that Bugsnax is pretty good, too.
I don't have to hear it. I've played it. I 100%ed Bugsnax. Everyone's talking about it.
JP has already talked about Bugsnax.
Bugsnax is one of the most whimsical, fun games I've ever played.
I bet I would absolutely hate it, but I bet it's great.
You 100% would. You 100. Bugsnax is like... you know how it usually goes for me, like when I'm gaming, I like one hardcore, intense game, and then kind of like the relaxation game. And if it weren't for Bugsnax ending, which no spoilers, Bugsnax totally would have been that for me. So let me ask you this: what was the game? What game are you currently playing?
Currently, I started Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
Okay.
Been playing that Ring of Pain, and I just finished Alan Wake.
So that's a lot of action as opposed to horror.
Alan Wake's horror, isn't it?
It's that borderline. I would say it's more along the lines of action-y. The only horror elements just become the darkness around you and getting surprised by an enemy running up on you.
Oh, cheap shots, huh?
Yeah, no, 100%. That's the only time I get scared in Alan Wake.
Interesting. Okay, so even with that knowledge, I would still want to put Evil Within 2 out of it. Because even with the most recent games he's played, I know that there is no shortage of horror games that Czar's played. That's just a fact. He loves the things that go bump in the night.
I do.
So you want Evil Within?
I do not.
Oh, okay, all right.
You're being very convoluted, JP.
I'm like,
No, okay, let me reword this. It's Bugsnax I've fucking loved, but on the other hand, I think there's a lot to say about Guardians of the Galaxy. It's a very fun game. You can jump, Zach.
How long is Guardians compared to Bugsnax?
Neither of them are super long. Bugsnax, you could... Let's see. Guardians, you could probably beat in about 20 to 25 hours.
Okay.
But here's the other thing. You're a completionist.
Yes.
There's actually a few really challenging... I'll take that back. They're not super challenging, but in Bugsnax, there's a few... It's a lot easier to kind of get the completionist feel out of that, and I think a lot more fun. I'm trying to put up more of a fight, but honestly, it keeps coming back to Bugsnax.
Ayo.
Zach, what do you think? Are you okay with Bugsnax?
I started this.
Well, I'm finishing it. I think we've agreed that Bugsnax is your next game, bud.
Is Czar playing Bugsnax next?
Czar is playing Bugsnax.
All right, I will be able to talk about Bugsnax.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see what you think about Bugsnax, because... More specifically, I can't wait for you to see the ending.
I'm really excited, and even though I know how it ends, we talked about it on a previous episode, I'm still going to feed as many of those Grumpuses anything I can find.
Here's my one piece of advice. If you want the best ending possible, make sure you do all the favors for the Grumpuses. That's all I will say.
Make sure, okay. I do like side quests. I'll do those.
Yeah. Because before you get into like the end game of Bugsnax, it gives you that, message like, "Hey, warning! Once you go past this point, there's no going back. Is there anything else you want to go do?"
Oh,
if there is stuff you want to keep, go do it. That's all I'll say.
All right. I will make sure to finish everything before I end the game.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm very excited to play Bugsnax. I really am.
I want to watch you. I'm gonna come over and watch you play Bugsnax.
All right.
You're gonna have so much fun. It's so fucking weird.
Hell yeah. I'm excited to play Bugsnax.
Yeah, we should stream Bugsnax.
Yeah. I'm really excited to play Bugsnax on my new Series X. I think that it's gonna look very beautiful. Very beautiful.
I would argue it was almost better on the PS5 because, like, with the controller, like, there was resistance in the things that you do with the triggers. Like, it was really cool on the PS5.
Yeah. They do got those controller gimmicks down.
All right, Zach, your turn. So talk about your 3 games.
All right. Are you guys ready?
Ready.
My first game is Kirby and the Forgotten Land.
You haven't beaten this yet?
That was judgmental of you to say.
Yeah, that was very judgy.
Yeah, I'm gonna judge. It's a first-party Nintendo game.
Kirby. Well, I'm trying to think of what was out around then, but I've been busy. Can't remember what I was playing then. I think I just had a lot of work.
I mean, honestly, it was the end of the semester for you, so it could have been.
But it was testing seasons when it came out. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, Kirby Amazing. I almost said Amazing Mirror. On the Game Boy Advance, great game.
A little
Revolutionary new title.
Kirby in the Forgotten Land. It was really cool. It got good reviews.
It was outstanding.
It's a Super Mario 3D world kind of game. It's not open world like they kind of made it out to be, but it's still pretty. And you get to level up the abilities, which I like a lot.
Hey.
And it was put in the backlog because of my testing season, probably.
Man, you'd have a lot of fun with Kirby. I'll say this about Kirby. It comes off as soft and cute, and that's because it is. But for 98% of the game. But the very last boss, you're like, holy shit!
That's how Kirby games go, I feel like.
Yep.
Any Kirby game I've ever played, that last boss is like, where the fuck did you come from?
And
This is not what I've been playing.
The whole-
It's like grotesque. It's like
yeah.
the eyeball in the 64 one.
Yeah!
Yeah.
What was that all about?
That was fucked up, is what that was.
Level 1's like, eat the cake. The last level, kill God.
Kill God.
We're going full JRPG.
And Kirby's like, PUYO.
PUYO, motherfucker.
PUYO, motherfucker. PUYO.
Just imagine like an Arnold Schwarzenegger styled Kirby.
PUYO.
Get to the Puyo.
Get to the PUYO.
Get to the PUYO.
That's a really good name for this episode.
That's the name of the episode.
Get to the PUYO.
Get to the PUYO.
All right. Okay, so you got Kirby.
What's your second game?
All right. This next one's pretty bad. Luigi's Mansion 3.
What the
are you
fuck?
fucking talking about?
That was on my backlog last time when we did this like 2 years ago.
I'm pretty sure I made fun of you for it.
I think you did. Now
It's
I get to make fun of you.
Luigi's Mansion 3 is amazing.
Really is.
Yes. So in that game, you play as Luigi, and you're trying to save Mario by sucking up ghosties and
I don't like the way you
stuff.
worded that either. But
Gad.
Egad.
Yeah, he's in there too.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
is.
he's there.
And it's on the backlog. I don't know. It just hasn't-
Why?
I don't know.
Answer that question.
It hasn't
Why?
These are first-party Nintendo games, brother.
I know. And so like my thing with the Switch was I'm trying everything. Because I don't know what's the last time I got a Nintendo console, because I don't know if you guys remember the Wii U, but it was pretty bad.
The Wii Who?
Exactly.
Ah.
And so, yeah, I've just been buying all of them. I never played the GameCube one, and I didn't play the 3DS one. And so I was like, I'll get this one and I'll try it. I'm like, it's fine.
I feel like I'm going to be just as appalled by your third game. You know what I mean? Like at this
You
point-
sound like the kind of person who holds up the ice cream line because you want to try a free sample of every flavor.
Oh, fuck you, dude. Baskin Robbins.
First off, I haven't done that. Second
of
off,
all, what are you guys
fuck
doing
that
now?
guy too.
Fuck
What
that
are you guys
guy.
doing after this? Let's go get ice cream.
I'm going to stand in the front of the line and just order free samples.
Can I try that one again?
Can I try the butter pecan one more time?
I'd like to try that vanilla. I want to get a feel for how the vanilla
yeah,
tastes.
the vanilla.
I don't know how vanilla tastes.
All right,
I'll
Zach.
take the souffle to go.
What's your next game?
So that was Luigi's Mansion 3. We had Kirby. And our next game is new Pokemon Snap.
Ayo.
Okay, I'm going to be real. Like, I'm not surprised by that one.
Okay,
Because
yeah, that one's not as surprising as the
because
first
that
two.
is not your kind of game, brother.
I'm just happy to be here.
I'm just happy to be invited.
Nintendo.
And so in new Pokemon Snap, you take pictures of Pokemon, and then some professor jerkface rates your pictures.
Yep.
He likes fat dumpies, I'm gonna tell you.
He likes
You get that
you
Bulbasaur booty?
You do.
shit. I like the Bulbasaur booty. That thing's cute.
Yes.
It's like a little corky butt. You know, he's
Oh, Corby. That made me happy. Okay.
and that one's in my backlog because it's a photo game.
It's photo mode the game.
Yes, and that's why I don't think it's anybody. It's for everybody. Most people's girlfriend ends up completing that game for them.
I will give it to Krista.
Yeah, and I'm gonna give it to Christine. She's like, "Wow, this is great."
Tales from Krista's backlog.
Tales for Krista.
She's got Stardew Valley. She's set.
She's
Christine's playing Stardew right now too. I mean, she's been playing Stardew for 2 years. She won't let it the fuck go. But
Oh, I gotta better get Lauren into Stardew then. She
I
hasn't
think
tried it.
she would like it.
Yeah, that seems like
She'd like it.
Yeah, she'd love that game.
Okay,
It's about me.
you're right. So you do own these games.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm a teacher.
All right, so go over the list one more time.
We have Kirby in the Forgotten Land, Luigi's Mansion 3, and new Pokemon Snap.
Okay, Czar, where do you want to begin this conversation?
I'm gonna throw out Pokemon Snap right now. Like, I don't think that's in the conversation. That
Oh.
game is just not. It's not for Zach.
And it's the opposite.
Yeah.
Because it's like, here's the thing about Pokemon Snap 2 is like, it's not like OG Pokemon Snap, right? Like the new Pokemon Snap, it's like you have to go back to each island so many times, and then once you go and get every level, then you have to go back at night.
Yeah, and then it gets to the point where it's like,
Do that 8 times.
Oh, fuck, I missed this Emolga that flew in front of my camera for 2 seconds. Now I got to start the level over again. And it's just...
Zach would get very frustrated with that very easily.
Yeah, Pokemon Snap gets really tedious really quick.
I have lots of patience.
No, you don't. Anyway.
No, you don't.
No, you
anyway.
I'm going to go beat up this dragon.
That being said, Luigi's Mansion 3, the reason why I love it is because I think every level is super fucking unique, and it's just beautiful. It's not always action-packed either.
No, and that one, there's a lot of backtracking too, and if you want to be a completionist, you can go back and find all the boos and get all the gems.
You remember that fucking cat that goes through the elevator and steals the button like 3 different times?
Yeah, at like every 3 floors you go up, this cat steals the button, and you gotta go...
You guys got a cat? I got a rat.
Like,
The rat
are you
ate my button.
fucking kidding me?
Yeah, no, it's fucking annoying.
I was so angry the last time it happened. I was like, God, damn it.
Mario.
Yeah, but when you finally get to
Mario.
vacuum up that fucking cat at the very end, it's so satisfying.
Spoilers.
For a 3-year-old game.
2. Shit.
What?
Is it 2022? Shit. All right.
Yeah, it's 2022. That's an old game.
Yeah.
That's a real old game.
I don't know what you say about me behind my back.
Okay. Now, that obviously leaves Kirby, but I actually think that's the best choice anyway, because, 1, it's not that long. I think it'll hold Zach's attention. 2, it's more action. Sorry, Zach. I know you, bud. I've known you for a long time.
Get to the PUYO.
Get to the point.
PUYO.
It's action-packed. The level design is still amazing. It's very colorful. It's very fun. It's an ADHD person's dream, because it's like each level is 5 minutes, and each level is actually really interesting. And the final boss, I'll admit it, is a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah, you know, I'm trying to think of a fight that I can put up with Luigi's Mansion, but I mean, based off of how the games will take similar times to complete, I honestly think Kirby will take a little bit less time, just because Luigi's Mansion can be a little bit convoluted.
It really can be. They're not very good at telling you where to go at all times.
Yeah, and like you have to use your vacuum or like your plungers on one specific wall or something, and unless you find that or get lucky and like auto aim to it, you're going to be walking around that room for 45 minutes trying to figure out what the fuck to do.
I say Kirby's the way to go.
I think, I don't actually think there's much discussion here. I'm pretty set with Kirby.
I think I'm happy with Kirby, too. All right, Zach, you're playing Kirby.
You are playing Kirby in the Forgotten Land.
PUYO, PUYO.
PUYO.
All right.
So,
good job.
JP, what's going on in your backlog?
So,
A little dumpy truck.
Got one backlog left.
So I honestly feel like I'm in the same boat as Czar, where like I'm still relatively new to Game Pass, so there's just so many fucking options. I'm facing another issue at the moment, though, which is PlayStation's new service just dropped earlier in June.
Oh, yeah, because you've been playing Dark Cloud.
Yeah, I have been. And I've been going through all sorts of different catalogs of different games they have to offer. It's really extensive. It's really exciting, but really intimidating at the same time. So this is a combination of Xbox Game Pass games and the new PlayStation service games. So let's start off with a classic. Infamous 2.
Ooh, good one.
Infamous 2.
Wait, is that Second Son?
No, Second Son is Infamous 3.
Oh, okay.
And here's the reason why I never played Infamous 2. I bought a PS2. I went to the Xbox 360 Next Gen. I went to the PS4 Next Gen. And then I just became a PlayStation guy from there. So I abandoned ship for a little while, and then I came back. Infamous 2 was a game that was only available on the PS3. Oh. Now, you could get it on the PS4, but only if you got the PS Now service, which, as we all know, sucks camel dicks. But now with the new Classics catalog you get in the new PlayStation service, I finally have access to Infamous 2. Nice. Infamous Second Son is one of my favorite games on the PlayStation 4 of all time. I think it's amazing. So here's what Infamous is about, right? It's about people called conduits who gain specific powers depending on elements. So, like, in Infamous Second Son, Delson Rowe actually has 4 different powers, but it's like he's a conduit of smoke and neon and video and concrete. And I know those sound like stupid fucking powers. So, like, he absorbs fucking smoke and just uses that for powers, right? Well, Infamous 2 and Infamous 1 both start off with this guy named Cole McGrath. His power is electricity, which is weird because it is there's some superheroes in the mainstream that have electric powers, right? And it's clear that in Infamous Second Son, like, they really started going off the rail with weird fucking powers, right? With, like, smoke and neon, which actually, by the way, is fucking dope.
Neon power, that sounds pretty trippy.
But anyway, whenever people talk about the Infamous series, despite the fact I love Second Son so much, they always say Infamous 2 is the best, right? So I've been wanting to get back to this game, go back, play it, just haven't had an opportunity to do so yet because of the backlog. So that's number one.
Right on. Love it.
All right, number 2. Zara, I picked this one specifically for you, Sunset Overdrive.
Ayo. Ooh, that's an old game.
It is an old game, but it's one that I always thought was fucking whimsical and looked just fucking weird. And, like, it looks like it's a fun to play. And, of course, the reason why this was backlogged is because I haven't had an Xbox or any of its services until recently. So with being able to get Game Pass, I've had access to Sunset Overdrive. What's the synopsis? People, like, get sick because of a, like, energy drink or something?
Yeah. And now that I think about it, this follows the story arc very closely to the show iZombie.
Really?
Yeah. No, this energy drink is turning people into mutants, not quite zombies, more monstery mutants.
Okay.
And you do ridiculous powers and, like, environmental effects and soda splashes to kill these monsters.
And the guy that you're playing as is, like, what's he, more of like a parkour type?
Parkour punk skater. Like, think the golden age 90s and 80s of grunge skating. That's what this main character guy looks like, and that's kind of how he acts and orients himself.
Right.
Kind of like, I'm cooler than you, and, like, all of this is just an annoyance. But it's a lot of fun.
And Zach, have you heard of this game before?
Yes. I have no idea what it's about, but you guys have done okay job. Energy drinks are scary. I'm scared now.
I mean, as far as console launch titles go, I don't think Xbox could have picked a better one because it just embodied everything that the Xbox One wanted to do on launch.
Yes. And I think that's it, too, is it's just, like, Xbox needed some kind of, like, assistance in their launch.
Yeah.
And that was where Sunset Overdrive was born. But honestly, as opposed to, like, other games that have that, oh, we just need something. I feel like Sunset Overdrive is usually talked about with, like, usually pretty positively.
It was a hell of a way to launch a console, I'll say that. My only concern with that, though, is because of it being a launch title, you may not have as much fun with it.
That could be true.
Because usually those launch titles are really cool, really gimmicky, and a lot of fun, but only at launch, because then you see these same effects in other games down the console's lineage.
Well, let me tell you a little bit about my last game, and then we'll see what you two think.
All right.
So my last game on my backlog, Tell Me Why.
Ooh.
Now,
Why?
I'll tell you why.
Tell me why it's your last game on your backlog.
All right, so you all know nothing but a harp. Tell me why. Okay, anyway.
That was good.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so Tell Me Why. Everybody knows I'm a huge fan of Life is Strange and, like, those walking simulator style games that came from Don't Nod Entertainment in conjunction with Square Enix, right? Tell Me Why branches off where I think it's happening in the world, but it doesn't have, like, the powers. It's about a brother and a sister who, like, get back together after a long time, after, like, some accident killed their mom or something. And it's just basically a walking simulator game about, like, the brother and the sister, like, kind of working through their trauma together. It's another very low action, high impact, like, high storytelling style of game.
It's a walking sim.
Oh, Zach, I saw your eyes just roll into the back of your head.
Zach is not a fan of walking sims.
But he knows that I am.
I guess.
I guess. I've been meaning to play this game for a while. To be honest, I don't know why this got backlogged. This usually happens with these types of story-driven games. Like, this is what happened with Life is Strange. This is what happened with me with Walking Dead from Telltale. Whenever it's a story-driven game, I just kind of wait for a while, and I don't really know why. But that's why it's currently in my backlog, and those are my 3 games. So,
okay.
Fight.
Once more on the list.
Infamous 2. Sunset Overdrive. Tell Me Why. I tried to do my best to put a little diversity in there as well.
Okay.
All games that, I think I have a very versatile like taste in games and shit that I like to play. So I think this is a pretty good list.
Yeah, that's a pretty
No
solid
Nintendo
list.
games.
No Nintendo games. You know why? I play the Nintendo games I buy. Except for Xenoblade.
Shots fired.
Oh, Zach, I'm so sorry. He's like, oh.
The audacity.
If I had feelings, they would hurt right now.
Oh.
All
The
right.
drugs took those away.
Thank you, drugs. I guess on that note, I'm like Infamous because they're all about drugs and smoking.
Oh, you're going to say Infamous? I was honestly thinking Sunset Overdrive. I think Sunset Overdrive is the shorter game, and I think it's got the cooler art style.
I will say, I don't really give two shits about the length of the game.
I was going to say, oh, yeah.
I've got nothing but time.
Infamous 2 came out when?
Oh, it's old. It's so Infamous 1 came out like pretty close to the PS3. That's a good question. I don't
Well,
actually
Infamous 2 would definitely be older than Sunset Overdrive if it was a PS3 game.
know. Right. So Infamous 2, it says it launched in 2011.
2011? Okay, and Sunset Overdrive was probably like
2013 then,
2013, somewhere in that avenue.
Yeah, I don't know.
I like Sunset Overdrive just because I think the art style is really going to resonate with JP, and like JP loves the punk scene. Like he listens to punk rock music, alternative, and that's what this whole game is about. Like it is just about rocking and grinding and shooting. Yeah. See, it's already getting JP hyped up here. Like the music scene is perfect. The visuals really emphasize everything and how cool it looks and how splat-worthy it is.
Okay.
Like
It's by
there's
Insomniac Games. So
it is.
gotta be
It's
fun.
by Insomniac.
Insomniac made it?
Insomniac made an
The guys who
Xbox
made
exclusive.
Spider-Man
Yeah, and Ratchet and Clank
and
I
Spyro the Dragon.
and Spyro the Dragon.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, Insomniac made an... I forgot that Insomniac actually made this, but they were contracted to create this as an Xbox exclusive, and my God, did they nail it out of the park with it.
Wow.
And, like, it's really cool because you'll use these explosions, and if it's like at a soda explosion, like a giant orange, yellowy boom pops up right above the
Right.
explosion like it's the soda, and it's so cool.
I don't know. He's putting up a pretty good case.
I'm going to say the more I'm looking into Sunset Overdrive, the more I'm like, probably Sunset Overdrive.
Like, if you want a truly unique experience that you've never had with a game before, Sunset Overdrive is going to be that.
God damn, boy.
I will say, towards the end, it gets a little tedious. You're going to be doing the same things and the same missions over and over, but just going straight from start to finish with the story, it's quite the experience.
What's funny is neither of you even bothered putting up a case for Tell Me Why.
No.
Yeah, I was going to go for Tell Me Why just because you like it. But,
But this is the summer of gaming.
I'm not on
Yeah.
Infamous 2, I'll tell you that. I feel like
Really?
you might as well play Infamous, the newest one. What's the newest one?
Second Son.
Second Son, which is fucking awesome.
And you already played it?
Multiple times.
Well, so see, like the bar's already so high. When you go backwards, you're like, whoa.
That's also true.
That could be true.
I mean, like it's good. Like I'm sure, and back then, I'm sure it was amazing. But like
Well, JP even said that a lot of people regard it as the best Infamous.
Second Son or the second one?
The second one.
the people, the Infamous fan base is honestly really up in the air about it. A lot of people say Second Son. A lot of people say Infamous 2. The one thing for sure is it's definitely not Infamous 1.
It's not the first.
And it's honestly kind of divisive. And I can't say anything about it because I haven't played the first two games. I've only played Second Son and know that I liked it a lot.
Oh, so you haven't even played the first? Oh, I think he's got to play Sunset Overdrive. You can't go from the latest version of a title and then go backwards.
I mean, you can.
that's
It's just not as fun.
I mean, that's what I did with Kingdom Hearts, and it worked out fine, but that's not every series.
No wonder you didn't understand the story.
Yeah, but nobody can understand the story.
That's why Czar didn't get the story.
I thought maybe if I went in backwards order of Kingdom Hearts, I would understand the story.
I don't even understand what the fuck is going on.
Vin Diesel knows.
Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel knows.
It's all about family.
And heart.
Vin Diesel is a wonderful human being. That's it. That's all. So, let's go around the table one more time. What are you playing, Czar?
I am doing Bug Snacks.
Yes. I can't wait to hear what you have to say about Bug
I'm
Snacks.
so excited.
I think you're going to love it, especially the ending. Zach?
PUYO, PUYO.
PUYO.
He's got Kirby.
I think you're going to have so much fun with that, too. And I'm going to play Sunset Overdrive,
Yeah.
which I'm very excited about.
Yeah.
I'm glad you two made that decision for me because as fun as it looks, I don't think I'd ever pick it on my own. I'd always put something before Sunset Overdrive.
And now you've got to play it before next Sunday. And beat it.
Dude, I don't even start my new job. My thesis is done. I don't start my new job for a week. I've got nothing going on, Zachary.
I'm really
play
excited.
Smash.
I'm really excited to see what you think of Sunset Overdrive because I loved that game and it's going to be a good
Underrated.
time for you.
I know it's underrated just from what I know about it.
Yeah.
All right, boys, are we squared up for this episode?
I think so. We have our games, our backlogs have been decided upon, and we are good to game for the next week.
All right, we'll meet back up at some point. We'll talk more about it.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter?
Monster Hunter. Because ironically, this episode is getting backlogged.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
Well, that's going to do it for this episode of the Game Tea podcast. So, for everyone listening at home, thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.
You just got your game tea.
Bye.
A Huda Media Production.